Got sort of confused there with my buttons there. Anyway, guys, welcome along to another Monday evening with me in the shed. Uh, as usual, we have the disappearing man last week. He got a power outage and he he disappeared on me
That's a
towards the
fact.
end. There he is.
That's a fact.
He was in
Yeah, I
the
mean,
dark.
my power went out for about 4 hours. It was the craziest thing. Then I found
Oh,
out it was a line up the road. It's still laying in the ground.
oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Right, I'll put you back in the background for now,
Alrighty.
and I'll explain what I'm going to do tonight. Well, guys, I have been rummaging through my stockpile of wood, and I came up with this nice piece of laburnum. Oh, I was keeping it, trying to keep it, but I'm going to use it tonight. So, I'll show you what it is. There we are. It's a 6.5 square, and it's 3 inches thick. Okay, nice piece of laburnum, and we're going to make some type of bowl. I say type loosely because I don't know. I'm just gonna figure it out as I go along here because I haven't decided what I'm gonna make out of this. So I've marked it between centers here. I've already marked the centers with a ruler to give me a center point, and it's on here. Oh, make sure everything's tight, guys. You don't want big lumps of wood like that coming off. So I'm hoping everybody's had a good weekend and everything is good with you. So initially, I'm just going to bring this down to a round, and while I'm doing that, Doug will tell me who's joined us tonight.
Yeah, I'd be glad to do that. I'm glad you're turning this laburnum. It's a beautiful wood. Well, good evening, everybody. It's so good to see everybody. Good group in the chat already. Looks like we start off with Jennifer's Crafting Creations. How you doing, Jennifer? First in. Then came Malcolm Douglas and Door 60. Albert Dawson joined us. Twisted Pete of the Trees is in. Hello, good morning, Pete. Vinny Charlton is in. Hello, Vinny. Brian Best has come in. So has Tony Smith. Lucy Sweet Potato is in. Hello, Lucy. Matt Iverson. Hello, Matt. Copperell Wood Turning. How you doing, Rob? Wivy Woodshed is in. Fred Gilliver is in. And Roger Kent is in. I'm at the end of the list right now. End of my list, anyway.
Yeah, well, welcome along, everyone. And thank you to Pete for getting my busing sorted out this afternoon for me. My touch portal's working again. Ooh, don't run about with a big long lead with a mouse on it. Just roughly bringing this down to around, knock the corners off it. At the end, full guide. And if you ever turn laburnum, it's quite hard.
That's not a laminated piece, is it, Paul?
No, it's
Okay.
a nice big piece.
All right. Just have you got some grain lines in there while it's spinning. It looks like it could be laminated.
Yeah, there's a bit of sap here and there. The rest of it's solid.
Yeah.
It's just those two bits, so
Yeah,
it'll come
that's
away.
what's showing up, yeah. As it spins, it just really shows up. All good. Even if it was laminated, it'd be a pretty piece of wood.
just stop and have a wee look to see where we are.
Gary Hales has joined us. Hello, Gary.
Hi, Gary. See if we can get a wee bit of more speed. Just sitting around about 850 here. See if we can get it up there. Just 1170. That's a wee bit better, faster. The struggling there to cut. That should be close now. It's coming in quite even. I managed to cut that quite well on the bandsaw. So
Pete is reminding you there, Paul, that laburnum is poisonous, so don't eat the bowl.
yeah, it's a poisonous wood.
Haley at Wood and Burl has joined us. Hello, Haley.
There's one of those ones you can't use it for anything. But it is a nice wood. The turn
Really is.
finish.
Really is.
I want to keep it as big as I can because there's not an awful lot of it. And I think it would, if we took it down too small, it wouldn't justify it, you know. So I just want to get round, and then we can decide on a shape for it.
Dale at Old Man River has joined us. So has Todd at Glen Cove Woodworks. Hello, guys.
Welcome along, guys. Couple of wee flats just left there. We almost got rid of that bit of sap. Wee bit there, so I think that might stay in it a wee bit. I would like to get it out. Can't get it all the same.
The professor has joined us. So has Chris at Bailey Woodworks. Hello, guys.
I'm just using the wing of the gouge here, back and forward to remove some timber. We're not worried about a finished cut yet.
Raymond Wise has joined us. Glad to have you along, Raymond.
See where that sapwood is now. Ooh, just to put in right there. Menu. There's still a wee flat there. Yeah. So I might get most of it away. We'll stop and have another wee look. Come down. Still one flat there and one there. Just the two flats on it. So
That can drive me a little crazy. I think I've got them and turn it off, and there's still a remnant of a flat there.
Still there? Refuses to go. Right. I'm going to turn that round because I can take that away on the bottom. But I'm going to put a sort of a wee sweep into that. So I'm going to turn it round. And then we're going to remove that wee bit of sapwood. Yeah. Oh. So this is going to be the bottom now. You can see that's quite out of shape here. There's work to do there. Right, okay. Let's get that turned up and see what we can do with it.
Well, Paul's working on that. What's everybody been working on? Last few days, I've done everything from mechanicking on my son's car to painting on the store that I'm going to go into here shortly. So it was a busy Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I didn't do anything yesterday. Karsten, the wood is laburnum. Okay, Jennifer's been testing out colors for new pen blanks. That was a fun test you did the other day, Jennifer, with the little square pieces. Those were quite interesting colors and effects that you were coming up with. I liked it.
Just a wee bit. Just refuses to go away.
Nigel Harvey has come in. He's sorry he's late. He's been recovering a bowl where his mortise gave way, but he got it. That's great. That's great. I was watching a video of someone turning just the other day when their recess gave way, and reminded them, your recess, you got to have enough wood outside the recess to hold it. If you get that little edge too thin, you'll go through it every time. Mike Evans just dropped in. Hello, Mike. Glad to have you. Wivvy's been learning how to hand chase threads. That's a good skill. That's one of these days things for me. It's on my bucket list, I guess I'd say. Carson turned some handles for some beading scrapers. Hardened the steel by heating and quenching it. It worked really well, he said. That's great. That is great.
So I'm just forming a tannin here.
Had to think about what Al said. Al's telling us what he's been doing. He's been making more dogs and cats. He's been turning dogs and cats. So he says it's over 90 degrees where he is today. It's not that warm today here in Kentucky. It's was rainy last night and well most of the day yesterday, in fact, and was rainy this morning. It's not raining now, but they're calling for a 90% chance. So that's a good thing. Roger Kent's been rough turning some wet cherry. That's tremendous.
Right, I'm just going to try and get some sort of a finish cut on this. So I'll go with a push cut.
Dale said it's 97 there, and it feels like 90, or excuse me, 87. It feels like 96. That humidity will run it right up there. Albert wants to try one of those disc type vases. I do too, Al. I do too. Those are neat turnings and not real hard, but you got to get the steps right. Get the steps out of order, you're in trouble. Todd says it feels like 102 there where he's at. He mowed grass first thing this morning. Had a pop up right over my chat there. There it goes. Yeah, no woodworking for a while. Yeah, it is hot in Texas, that's for sure. Oh, Copper just now turned the sound on. Heard me talking. Well, sorry about that, Copper. Turn your sound back off. You won't have to hear me anymore. William Kenny just pops in. Hello, William.
Hey, William.
Jennifer reminds everybody not to forget the thumbs up. You go ahead and click it now so you don't forget.
There's a wee bit of a... See if I can... That wee bit of... Just at the side there. We'll have a wee look at that. See what it says. Yeah, that's not bad. I think that's more or less the shape I want to go with. You see it more on there. So just a wee bit more to do the foot here. Just want to bring that in a wee bit so it's curving into the bottom of the bowl where it sits. So I'll get my wee rhino scraper.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's better that way or.
Nigel, you might want to refresh your screen. Mine was doing the same thing, and I just clicked to refresh, and it popped up to 21. Michael McEwen is in. Hello, Michael. Glad to see you. All right.
Just a subtle wee lift that I'm giving this so it's not exactly sitting flat on the surface. I'll have a wee look at that. See what that's like. It's lovely, 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 lovely. No tear out. Just a wee tool mark there.
Good looking piece of wood.
Have you had seen the limb I got this out of? I was worried I wasn't getting get anything out of it because
Sure.
it was totally. It looked rotten to me, you know.
Right, right. Well, isn't that one of the things about laburnum? It resists rot really well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you have to be careful. It's poisonous.
Yes. Right.
Same as you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I remember at a craft fair one day, and girls came up and she lifted a nice piece of yew off the table, and she says, "That's a lovely bowl. What is it?" And I says, "There, that's you." And she looked at me, and here's me. No, I mean it's a piece of you. What do you mean it's a piece of me? She said, "No, the wood is you. It's a piece of you. You we."
She wasn't familiar with yew wood, was she?
No, never heard of it. Never heard of this.
Robert Boltwood has joined us. Hello, Robert.
Right, we'll give us a wee sound up. Starting off a 80 grit. And if you should wear a respirator when you're doing this. That's going to be a nice piece of wood.
It really
Yeah.
is. Really is.
Just looking to see if there's any marks I need to take out with this sandpaper before I move on. It's good practice to just check it. Because you finally get the whole way at the end with 400, and then you need to go back. Secrets. Yep. That looks good. So that was 240 on C20. A wee spinny thing come off the harbor because I put it in the reverse.
Twist it right off of there.
Right. We're just going to hit that with a wee bit of 400. And I haven't got a bit for the pads. No pads left for 400, so I'll do it with just a normal piece. Keep your sandpaper moving. You don't want to get it too warm. Well, especially if you're turning new and you're sanding it, you don't want to get any wee micro fissures, cracks in it. If you let it heat up, it will crack on you. I don't know if the same is on this, but you don't want it to be warm anyway. Just keep the paper moving.
It's hard on your sandpaper too. Get that sandpaper hot, and the adhesive that holds the abrasive on there gets soft, and you'll start losing your abrasive. And if you've got it on a mandrel with Velcro, then that glue starts to loosen up. I just had to repair two of my intermediary pads for that very reason. I got them a little too warm.
Not good when you get them warm. Right. But put a wee taste of sand sealer on this. See what it's like. Oh, it's lovely.
Pretty stuff. Pretty stuff.
You always get that wee feeling in your gut when you just get this it's shining out at you. Oh, that's lovely.
Yes.
That's a nice piece of wood. It is. No cracks in it either. Not a crack. I have a couple of our pieces over there, and there's a couple of wee cracks on it. So I made a good choice with picking this one tonight to turn. So.
Well, the other ones, you get those in shape, you may turn the cracks right off of them.
Yeah. You don't know until you get into it, Doug.
That's a fact. You just don't. I'm looking at a piece I may turn tomorrow, and the face of the piece of wood has cracks all in it, but I wonder if they won't turn away when I turn it.
A couple of wee dark spots in it too.
Here. Yeah. I think
There's
that just gives the wood character.
Yeah. It's nice to turn a nice piece of wood instead of turning a whole lot of stuff with cracks and stuff on it. You can really you get into it then, you want to do the best you can with it.
Yeah.
So you want to take your time and get the best out of the wood. Right. We'll get a wee taste of Yorkshire grit on that. And it's been in the fridge for 2 days. So I brought it out this morning, and it's back to normal.
There you go.
It was like soup, so it was.
Todd has asked a question that kind of relates to that. He said, for those of you in warmer climates, do you keep your woodworking items like glue, abrasive paste, paint, stains, etc. inside, or leave them in the shop? That's a great question, Todd.
Well, I have had problems with my wax and my Yorkshire grit melting.
Yeah.
Especially in my shed. It's a wooden shed with a flat roof. So it'll get very warm in here, no matter if it's overcast, If there's any hint of sun, it'll get warm in here. So I had to take mine in.
Is that a metal structure, Paul?
No, it's a felt. It's a felt roof.
Okay.
Slow that down a wee bit.
I have known of some folks who kept those things that are affected by heat. That would keep a refrigerator in their shop, and they wouldn't keep it down to normal refrigerator temperatures. They keep it in the mid 40s thereabouts, just to keep waxes and abrasive paste, those kinds of things, keep them from getting melty. Yeah. Paints and stains don't seem to be quite as affected
No,
Glue sometimes can,
I haven't had any problems with the paint.
right?
Uh, if your shelf is close to the roof, you might find it'll evaporate a wee bit.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yes.
know, on you. So low down or in the cupboard out of the way. It should be okay.
You're right. Right. Super glue. I know they suggest if you have more than one bottle that you like, if you have two or three in stock, just so you don't run out. They say have your working one that you keep out, but the others need to be kept in a refrigerator. Um, Cooler temperature helps them to stick around a little better.
So we're just removing the excess of the Yorkshire grit off this. You can see if it's coming off on the tar there. And when it stops coming off, you can be assured that you've got it all off. Just keep changing your paper around. Get a clean side.
Brian Best said that hot for you and for Matt and for himself was 20 degrees or 70 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Yes, hot is a relative term.
We never get
Um,
above 20
right.
on a good day.
Todd was saying a while ago, he's at 107 right now. So 107
Oh,
Fahrenheit.
I'd be dead.
Yeah, that's quite hot for you guys.
I'd be living in the fridge.
Yeah, right. 70. Yeah, I'm with Todd. If it was 70 degrees here, that'd be next to heaven. That'd be really nice. Because my internal thermostat or my comfort level is only a few degrees now. I don't like it very hot. I don't like it very cold either. If it gets over
Turn it off.
75, I'm hot.
If you're not working on it, you could stick it okay.
Well, if it's cool, I can put on a hoodie or a sweater or something and stay warm. Even a jacket, for that matter. I can stay warm usually, as long as my toes are warm and my belly's warm. I'm good.
You can see how wet that is, and I brought that out of the fridge 2 hours ago.
Oh
Look,
my.
it's actually soaking, and that's only been out here 3 hours in the shade today,
Well,
and you can see it.
it was in your wax can, wasn't it?
Yep, it was in the wax
Yeah,
can.
yeah. A cloth rag will absorb wax.
So that's
Strange how
why
it does it.
I leave it in it, because then you don't have to worry about getting a new rag and so on. So I need to give it a wee minute or two to dry off a wee bit.
Yeah, Nigel says he brings some in the house during the winter to prevent from frost. That the heat doesn't seem that he had never thought about it, and that's really about the truth of it. Heat affects some things, cold affects some other things. Your paints and stains are more affected by the cold, I think. Um, yeah, Robert Baltwood says between 18 to 22 suits him fine. That's about where I like it myself. um, I used to like it in the 50s and 60s Fahrenheit, but not so much anymore.
Right. Okay, we can give it an RV coat later when we get the outside done, inside done. So we'll just get that off and we'll get it mounted in the chuck. Do 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 do.
Now that I've said all that, I just happen to think if you have shellac or shellac based finishes, um, those will be affected by the heat because the solvent for shellac is alcohol. You warm alcohol up and it's going to evaporate no matter how tight your container is, especially
Yeah,
if it's a plastic container. the alcohol molecules will go through that plastic most of the time. Not all plastics, but a lot of them.
Okay, we'll turn that around. You can see these nice dark spots in that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that chatoyance in there too.
Yeah.
Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
That streak coming through it there.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Wow.
I haven't turned a nice as nice a piece of wood as that out of laburnum for ages. Everything I've turned has been too much sap wood in it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you haven't been able to salvage a big enough piece out of it because laburnum trees don't get that big.
Sure.
You know. So bull gouge, and we'll take us down, keeping the tailstock in place, just where we can, and then we're going to remove it. So we want to take some of this as well. That's an uneven surface. So I'll just turn the speed down again till we'll get some of that away. About 1,000 RPMs would do. Well, it says 1180, so I'll do. We'll change over to Is that all good for you there?
Looks good from here.
So you want to leave your tailstock in place for as long as you can while you're hollowing out the center, because it means you can get, if you get a catch, it's not going to pull it off. That's more or less a safety thing too. Right. I'm going to, the rim of this bowl is going to be facing uphill from the bottom up. Okay, so I'm putting a wee bevel on it just for the shape of this bowl. I think it will look better with that, and then a flat rim. Okay, you can just see that there. You can see that in the overhead. You can just see the angle of it change there. So there's the bottom of it, and then there's, well, I'll show you better with a ruler. You can just see it there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not much, just this wee subtle bevel on it. And now we can carry on with the hollowing or the taking out.
Sun just popped through here. First I've seen the sun in 2 days. But we were needing the rain. We were awfully dry here. Robert said laburnum and yew are two of his favorite woods to turn, and I understand. They're both gorgeous woods. They have their difficulties. The laburnum being so hard, and yew yew's hard, but it's a soft wood. It's got its own issues. Likes to crack if you get it a little too hot. But they're both beautiful woods. I like them. I wish I had some to turn. I get to turn black walnut and red oak and white oak and live oak and
Right. I'm just going to remove this tailstock now because it's getting in the way. So you just have to keep in mind that the tailstock is no longer there, and you want to be a wee bit conservative with your cuts. Don't be too greedy and go for a big heavy cut, or you will pull it off. So we just want to reduce this down. The other thing you don't want to do is take the whole center out of this before you get your sides down, especially in a bigger bowl. You'll get a lot of movement. Oh, so point your tool in the way you want to cut. If you pick up a cut, and don't be too greedy with your cuts, or you'll know about
Mhm. Lucy has said she likes a dry heat, not the humid heat like you get there. I've been in Arizona when it was like over 100, well over 100 degrees, but a low humidity. And I'll tell you what, it was still hot. Still hot.
Oh, I'm just skating across that, so I'm finding it hard to get my cut right. So if you find it's hard like that, go on with your parting tool and create your first cut, and then I'll give you some to rest the gouge back onto. I'm just going to leave this camera out of the way a wee bit so I can get in at it. And that'll stop it skating back. Just too much of a cut there, so backing off a wee bit. And follow down to the bit you left. Just to clean that bit up. Just stop that and have a wee look. Need to fix that. I took my wee bevel near off, so we're okay yet. So that's the thickness I'm going for, about just under 1/4 of an inch. So we'll just establish my wee bevel.
There you go. Pete says he really likes that cut, removing the center post. It's such a satisfying cut to make. And you're right, Pete. Getting that out of the way, it is satisfying.
Just clean that up with the chisel. Okay. So now we can take a wee bit more out of the middle. And you're creating wee steps the whole way down. This gives you somewhere to start from the next time. I just want to check the wall thickness here. Still plenty on that. So I want to get my gouge round into the side of that. And we're just following the shape of the outside. So you want to mimic it and the inside as well. So that's not too bad. So a wee bit there to go. So we'll take some more out of the center. We'll move it to the rest in a wee bit. I just want to stop there, check my depth, okay? Because you can get carried away, and the next thing, yeah, you got a nice wee hole on the bottom. So, oh, we're plenty of wood yet. So there's nothing wrong with stopping and checking it, because the amount of time you spend on doing a piece, you don't want to end up going through the bottom, because it's not a nice feeling when it happens.
No, no.
It's happened to me a couple of times, and it's always been the tanning or taking the foot off. It's caught me out.
Yes, right, right.
So you tend to forget about that, and you're going on the thickness of the bowl plus the tannin, and if you're not careful, they can end up coming to bite you in the bum.
And on the other hand, when you have a recess, you forget that you have that. You go, you're turning the bottom, and you suddenly notice a little black spot right in the bottom. Same idea.
Just clear some of these shavings out.
That's why the depth gauge that Wayne uses is so handy, because it tells you how much space you've got from where you are to the end of the jaw. So you know
So
you have to leave an eighth to a quarter of an inch, and
we have got a
you're
good bit of timber here to remove from this side wall on bottom. Just want to pick that up. Back again. Stop that and have another wee look. Now we feel. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting very close. There's a wee ridge just there and in the corner there. We need to clean that up. So I'm just bringing the gouge straight across the face of that. Slap that again. Whenever we feel. Still good bit of timber there. Okay. Okay. Whenever we look. Yep. I don't want to go any deeper in that corner, but the ridge of this, it's not the same shape as this. There's a nice big bit of timber there still came away. So I'll take one or more cuts, and then I'll try this round nose scraper, a large round nose scraper in there, just to try, bring it around the corner. I think when the gouge is getting to the bottom here, it's not getting a chance to take that wee bit off. I could maybe change gouges into 50-degree. This is 45-degree angle on this, but that's not too bad. See if I can clean this bottom up a bit. No, that's not doing it for me. I'm gonna have to change gauges.
I'm not surprised. That wood being so hard, I'm
So that's
Wouldn't-
this is a normal 50-degree angle in this. So that should be allowing me to get around the bottom.
And it's probably a good bit sharper too.
See what that's like. Yeah, it's much better. So it's still a wee bit heavy on the very bottom. I'll just check that with our depth gauge again. And we're getting close to our final dimension. So there's where we are here. So what do we say, about ½ inch, maybe less. So you don't want to go too close, you know, because you have to get a finishing cut on. You have to get this round, this cut right over to finish the bottom over. So that doesn't like that way.
You want to change your camera there, Paul?
Oh, don't have to change it back. Sorry. Let's see if I can get this down in a wee bit more. Let's see where I'm here. Right. Let's see. Bring that down. Maybe change to a smaller bowl gouge. A 3/4 inch. Might be. Just that bit in the corner where it comes around. I'm trying to get. I've almost got it. Right, we're just going to go in with a large round nose scraper. And where did I put it? Oh, there it is, hiding there, hiding in the background. So once I bring this down flat, I'm more or less in where I want to be. So I want to try and get this finished cut on this bottom here and bring that round to clean that up. It sweeps right round and it comes back out again here. So you want to keep that sweep going round. So you want to raise your tool rest when you're using the scraper. If it's not negative rake, which is not, just an ordinary round nose scraper, and want to bring that a wee bit closer to the piece. You don't want to overhang it too much. I need a bit of light. I can't see what I'm doing. Let's see what I'm doing. Right, let's see. I don't want to blind you either. So that's probably good enough, that light. So you can see the lines I have. I want to get those flattened. So just stop that and have. That's nice there. What's that final say? No, It's turned the timber right there. See that? With a scraper. So I'm going to have to refine my cut a wee bit. Right, okay. Just increasing the speed a wee bit to see if I can get a
Yes, Pete. Yes. When you raise the tool rest and the handle so that the scraper's got a downward trajectory, then you do have a negative rake in effect. You haven't ground a negative rake, but you've created the negative rake.
I'll clear the turret up anyway. So just get this bit in here. You can see a couple of wee lines in there. So I'm lifting the tool handle up, bringing it down. Just bring that over again. See what we're like. We've nearly cleared it. Just one or two left there. A couple of wee light passes. We'll clean that up. Starting to get a wee bit of vibration on the upper bit of the bowl wall, so you don't want to go too high. That's why you try to leave all the timber in the middle until you're near sure you're not going to be going back to that to cut it with the gouge again, because it will vibrate. There's still enough timber there to take a wee bit off it. I'll lift that up a bit. I'm taking your viewing away. And if for any reason you're not getting shavings when you're doing that, you're only getting dust. You need to sharpen your tool. And I'm getting wee light shavings off that. And taking very light cuts. So you don't want to be over heavy-handed at the stage of the proceedings, or you'll end up you get a catch, and next thing your bowl will explode on you. So I've had that happen to me, and it scared the crap out of me.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it ended up in the ceiling.
Ooh.
Big bit of it. And it's so unexpected, you're 1 minute you're staring going like this, and the next thing, bang, and you're going, what happened to my bowl?
Where'd it go?
You're going around the workshop trying to find all the bits.
Yeah.
It's not nice. You don't want to go there.
Had a friend years ago who was turning a bowl that was about 14 or 15 inches in diameter. He was just about done with it, taking final cuts like you're doing there. and his bowl disappeared off of his spindle all of a sudden. He looked around, he found about 2/3 of his bowl laying around all over the shop, but he never did find that last little bit.
Yeah.
About 3 weeks later, he just happened to look up at the ceiling, and there it was.
Yeah. My bowl took a fluorescent light out. So it did.
Mm-hmm.
Broke the
Mm-hmm.
tube and went through the ceiling.
Yeah, yeah, they'll do it.
So it just shows you, when you're unexpecting things to happen, things just creep up on unexpectedly, and just throw you a curveball, and that's the end of it. And there's not a thing you can do about it. And it's either two things: you're turning too fast, or you get a catch. And one of those two things will contribute to it exploding on you. So you don't want to
Yeah.
go there. You know.
You can also, a third idea is you could also open up a crack,
Yeah.
and that crack catch on your tool. Any of those three, and you could be in bad shape.
I'm just lifting the side of the tool up and using your shear scrape here to clean that up a wee bit on the wall. You can see what's flying about, wee bits of shavings. It's only a wee shear scrape off the side wall there. In fact, I'm gonna change over to my wee small round nose scraper and see if I can get that a wee bit better. It's just a wee bit there. It's maybe the size of that scraper is just not letting me into that wee bit.
Todd said he had a minor in mathematics. The statute of limitations expired on it decades ago. Good for you, Todd. I'm glad you're free of that now.
Right, I'm happy enough for that. Just need to tidy that top rim up. Then get ready for sanding. Yeah, sand that. Put that light out of the way. So you want to really spend a bit of time on the bowl you're turning to get the best finish you can get. I know sometimes it just show you when we're doing demonstrations I get here that you're getting a good finish, but we're getting the best finish we can within the time restraints we have. But when you're in your workshop on your own and you're doing this, just take a bit of time and settle into it, and you'll get a better turning from the piece and a better finish.
Yeah, Pete, that's caught me more than once. Pete was just talking about having that internal crack that you don't see until it just happens to appear. And a lot of times it is from a tree that's felled, and you get a piece of that wood from the top of the tree that hit the ground so hard.
Yeah, it just fissures in it. It's just you don't see
Yeah,
it until you release that tension in it, and then it just wants to ping.
absolutely. It'll happen.
Yeah,
And then Karsten decided he would bring up the dad jokes today. What do you get when you cross a sheep and a cow? You get an animal with a bad mood. Oh, Yeah, exactly, Pete. Now we just got to remember it for the children and grandchildren. I've got a 22-year-old son. When he gets home after a while, if I happen to remember it, I'll share that with him. He might like it. I guess you need to say it with a little poshness, don't you? A bod mood.
Just hit the side of that with the sanding pad, the hard part. It's made a wee line there. Not good. Yeah, that got it. Right. That was 320, so we'll do this wee bit by hand. No disc for it yet. Yeah.
Pete's liking your rim. I am too. I've used that multiple times. So either going up toward the inside or down toward the inside, one way or the other. Sometimes coming up like that,
Yeah, a
or
wee bit of
sloping down out it makes a big
a
difference.
wee angle can just sometimes make it a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Take sharp edge off.
For me, when they slope out like that, there's that optical illusion that it's slightly bigger than what it really is.
Yeah.
And you can go the other way too. You slope it to the inside, and it makes it just a little smaller. Looks a little smaller than what it is.
There's a wee bit of. We'll just go back to just for the wee mark there. Just go back to 220 and see if I can get that out. Do 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 do. Do-do-do-do-do. Just trying to double up on the sanding pads to get the curve on that. It's too steep for the disc to go around. And what's happening? It's running into the hard side on your
Yeah.
your disc. Better. Yeah, I think I got it there. So just hit that again with a 600 or the 400. Where to get 600 from? I don't have any 600. Right, okay. I'll give it a wee bit of stand the sealer and see what it's like.
Brent Beecroft has joined us. Hello, Brent. Good to have you in with us. Turning a bit of laburnum here. Paul's doing a lovely job with.
Just. Oh. The knees are starting to get really sore. Every time I bend, it's all right when you're standing. See, we bend it down for anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like that yesterday. I couldn't hardly move. I hadn't figured out exactly what age it is, but there's some age that after that, once you hit that age, you're not supposed to do all that ladder climbing and bending
I can
over.
tell you now, Doug, I've hit that age. That's all my too much time spent on my knees putting floors in.
Yes. Yeah, that accelerates that time, doesn't it?
Have a look at that and see. Give that 2 nice coats of sand sealer there and give it an RW one. And then we'll get a wee bit of Yorkshire grit in it. Just wipe that up.
Pete was saying that that angle you were sanding at makes him one of the 45-degree sanders like what I have.
Yeah, that's where we'll come in handy.
Yeah, I really like my sander. And I've got a spare. That's the funny thing. I bought 2 because they were so cheap. I figured, oh, that won't last long. And I've been using it for, well, I've been in this house 10 years and I brought it with me. I guess it's 13, 14 years old at least.
Oh, very good. You got a bit of your money's worth out of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I got a backup. I got a backup.
I think Ryobi do a wee angled sort of drill thing, something similar to that. But I've seen Brian using it, and I think William has one with that right angle, the 45-degree angle on it.
Pete, that's right up my alley. I've done that more than once. He said when abrasives land on the floor, he sometimes gets a new piece.
Yeah, I'm going to start doing that because see when you're trying to lift something up off the floor, you don't want to you don't want to go on.
Right.
Sore
I
the
have
knees. My
I
knees
have
are
just
shot.
I have justified it once or twice saying, oh, it's got garbage on it now. I don't want to put that on my wood. So yes, just grab a new piece.
Yeah.
Same with a piece of paper towel that I'm putting on grid or if I'm putting on wax. If it goes out of my hand, it's done. I'm not using it again.
Yeah, that's what I was doing there. The pile of paper flew out of my hand and bent down to get it back up again. Yeah, just get a
Yeah.
new piece, Paul.
Yeah.
Huh?
It doesn't hurt nearly as bad to get a new piece.
Yeah.
Oh, then Haley's being smart aleck saying that's because the floor is a long way down for you, Pete. It is for me too.
Let's see what that's like. Wee bit of paper stuck to the bottom. I'll just put it on Harvey just to brush the grit on that and try and rub it off. Must have stuck there from the sand sealer.
Yeah.
So we're almost there. Get a new piece, Paul. Get a new piece. I have a whole big roll here. Look, a nice new square. I've noticed lately they're getting thinner and thinner on the sheets.
Yeah. Yeah. That's like most everything
And
from
they're putting the price up as
yeah,
well.
yeah. But everything we get from the store anymore, isn't it? We get less
Yeah.
and less for more and more money.
Yeah. For less value. Right. I'll give it a wee taste of polish and we'll turn it around, take the foot off, and that will be. Get in there. That is a nice piece of wood.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen a nice piece that like that for a long time. Especially when I get it, it's usually crap pieces. But that's a nice piece. I'll give that a wee spin. Let that dry in a wee bit. I'll get there. Jacob's chair, or the, what do you call it over? We'll just buff that up now.
That's a great idea, Pete. He said team up with Lucy. That way he could get the stuff off the top shelf Lucy gets stuff off the floor. That would work. That would work.
Yeah. That would probably take a couple of coats of wax on that, but we don't have time to do that. We'll get the foot taken off, and we didn't need to change the chuck.
The nice comments have started coming in already. So you've done a good job. Good
Not
job.
finished yet, the guys. Hold your horses.
Good looking grain pattern, beautiful bowl. Nice piece of wood that you've done it credit. Very pretty. All of y'all are exactly right. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
Vinny Charlton joined us. Hello, Vinny.
Hey, Vinny. Welcome along.
Paul's finishing up a laburnum bowl.
We're just about to taking off with the foot. Now, that won't go in that way because of the angle I have on this. So I'm going to have to wind it in and try and put this in the inside. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to have to come up with another idea. And I'm going to have to move the buttons up now. Yes, that's always a way, isn't it? It's always a way. No matter what piece you think you're going to leave them at, that'll do for the next time. You know, that's the wrong one.
It'll never do for the next one. Never.
Yeah, never.
It's one of Newton's laws of relativity, isn't it? The buttons will never work for the next bowl.
Only takes a couple of seconds moving.
Yeah.
So there's different ways you can take the bottom off that. You could make a wee jam chuck and jam it in that way. If we didn't have a set of cold jaws, you know, everybody doesn't have everything. Well, I'm saying that I didn't have everything. It took me 9 years to get the stuff I have got. You know, you just can't go out and buy it all.
No.
You know.
Well, in fact, I've been turning over 25 years, and I just got my first set of cold jaws, and they're the mini cold jaws at that.
Yeah, well, I just had a thing off Facebook, the way they send a reminder of things you've done, and I seen one of 10 years ago.
Okay.
And so I must be 11 years, because I looked at the piece and it's me, I remember where I was and what I was doing then. You know, I was just a member of the Ulster chapter, the IWG, and I was a member of that for 2 years before I done that piece.
You missed.
Yeah.
You got to go to the next one.
See, that's that engrossed telling you about that. So, all right, I thought it was 9 years I'd been turning, but it's definitely more like 11.
Sure.
You know, time flies.
Oh,
especially when you get reminders off Facebook too.
Yeah.
That was 10 years ago. Oh, sick.
I had a friend come and visit me as a surprise visit. I didn't know he was coming, and he just showed up.
Oh, and there's a knees going again. I dropped that. Oh. Unfortunately, I can't get an one of
those. Anyway, I got that Facebook reminder. Both of us got the Facebook reminder the other day, saying that it had been 14 years since we posted it. We're both saying it couldn't be 14 years, but I've been here for 10, and it'd been at least 14 years.
So, you want to bring a tail stock up? locate your center as well. We always mark our center hole on our piece on our tenon. Even if you do a recess, make a center hole, because it's like moments like this here, you need that to locate in the center. Okay, so I'm going to have to use the tailstock here in place while I'm doing this, because it's only contracting and holding that in position. So I'm going to have to get it right down to a wee nub to take it off, and then take the last bit off, and hopefully it'll stay in place while I take the last wee bit off. So this is always the controversial bit when you go to take anything off. So what do we need? Spindle gauge, yes, Paul, probably. Don't use a bubble gauge. Spindle gauge. There's a nice sharp one. Yeah. So I'll check our speeds turned down, because using cool jaws, not meant to turn any faster than I think 500 or 600 RPMs. It tells you on them when you get them. And I'm just looking at my speed. I'm doing nowhere near that. But it's making a racket here because it's wedged in between those rubbers. Not too fast, Paul. Slow down. There, 600. And again, you only want to take wee light cuts.
Yeah. Pete said he thinks Facebook is broken because it has memories, but refuses to tell him where his tape measure is. I think Facebook. I think Facebook and the tape measure companies are in cahoots, so that you'll buy more tape measures.
Yeah.
Yeah. Haley said it's got selective memories, and Wivy Woodshed says it'll be with the pencil, Pete. If you find the pencils and the missing tape measure, see if my ring is sitting there.
Right.
It won't tell me where that little booger is either.
Well, that's it there a minute. I'm just going to change live center to point here, the ring center, to let me in a wee bit further before you can see that has moved. So that's what's going to happen when I take this off. So I want to take as much as I possibly can away with the tailstock in place. And we'll just tighten that up again because it probably moved. Because I can't put too much pressure on the inside of this. And I'll just start that and see what it's making more noise now because I've tightened the rubber buttons against the inside of that. You hear that?
Haley's asked if I'd check the ceiling for my ring. That's where JP found his skew. Yeah, I've checked the ceiling. Oh mercy, I can't imagine. Someday it'll just appear. I keep thinking I've put it on a hook somewhere, but I keep checking all the hooks and all the screws and the nails that are sticking out, and I don't find it. One day. Todd reminds us that with back to school coming up soon, that we'll be able to get pencils for a really cheap price, and he's exactly right.
I just want to check that. Need a wee bit more of it. And this is where it usually gets you out when you're going, it just takes a wee bit off that. Right. This will probably move. Yeah. So we'll just sand that wee nub. I don't think I'm able to grab it. Let's see.
You know, I don't think you're ever on it. I don't think you ever had it held.
You think so?
Yeah, I think your tailstock was holding it up there. You're just now getting to it.
Oh, we'll see. we'll find out. You want to be pushing towards the headstock or your cuts. You could be right, Doug.
Yeah, yeah, because you've never been, the gap between the plates have never been that wide. Not even close. That's what I'm saying, Todd. Todd said you were using the cold jaws like a friction plate. And I think that's exactly right.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I'm not going to argue with you. I think you're right.
Well, and the only reason I think of that is because I've done the same thing.
Yeah.
Thought I had
Yeah.
them, but what it was, I was pushing so hard with the tailstock that it wasn't allowing the jaws didn't want to open up.
Just want to make sure it's just undercut on it is very slightly undercut, so you don't want to. Bottom on out.
All right, good night, Karsten.
Right. Where do we taste the sand sealer or not?
Yeah, you picked the right piece of wood today.
Yeah,
Pretty stuff.
it's really pretty. Just rub a wee taste of grit around that as well. You believe it? I haven't turned a piece from last Monday night. I've been up in our new premises. I was telling Doug earlier, our turning club kit, and we're needing to do a bit of painting and decorating to it to get it up to scratch for us starting back in September. So I've been up here every day doing a wee bit. I was up this morning doing a wee bit of paint. I had to move the spiders out. They had taken over, so I had spider webs everywhere. So I was looking the part. Just removing any excess off that. We taste that. Right. Right. We taste the polish. Or we taste the wax out. Do 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 do.
Yeah. Pete said hard to go wrong with a bit of unsplit laburnum, but that is a nice shape, Paul. It really is. Really is. He asked you, where is the new meeting place?
It's in Newton Abbey. It's belonged to a church. It was the first church hall they actually had, and they built a new church on the same ground. So this place has been lying empty and used as storage for the last 6 to 8 years. You know, so they were only too happy to let us take it, and we're very grateful. It's a nice place, and it's most of the members haven't seen it. Some of them have been up and had a wee juke to see where it was, but it's a big hall, and there's I dropped my wax there on the floor, and I opened the lid, and you want to see it? Like a big pile of mashed potatoes now. Oh, can't get it back down to the bottom. Oh, that's a mess now. Right. I'm just putting a wee taste of wax on the inside of that. That's what I was doing there. Because the rubbers had marked it where it was rubbing on. So, let us see. Let us see. Where are we? Facing me. So, there's our wee bowl. It's about 6 inches in diameter, and it's just under 3 inches in depth.
Very
And
nice.
it's a lovely finish on it. Really came out well. Really nice. Really happy with that one.
Piece of wood.
You know, it makes a nice piece when you get a piece like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, that'd be a great nut bowl, or
Yep.
just sitting around, just a bowl.
Yeah, you couldn't eat
maybe a
anything out of
decorative
it.
piece.
You know. But anyway, guys, that's the end of that for an hour week, and I'm done. So I will say cheerio to you all, and hopefully we'll see you next week. And get into your workshops and do a wee bit. I'm not
Todd says excellent.
Get a chance.
Mike says excellent.
Next week, probably. Still a fair bit to do up in the new place, but it's all for a good cause. It's all for the club.
You'll get there.
I'll say cheerio, and I'll just bring Doug back in, and he can say cheerio too.
Cheerio, folks. Good to see everybody. It's
And
been a great day.
we'll see you next week. All being good. So bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.